Dispatch 224.
Alright. So you coming down?
Yeah, he's just there meeting at the bank.
Meet him at the bank? Alright. Where do y'all live at?
I live in the
Dispatch
Where you live
224.
at? Yeah. You got any IDs on you?
224, go ahead.
No ID? How
Check
old
live
are you?
music.
How old are you?
531 East Oak, number
You're both
5,
19?
531
You're 19
East
too?
Oak, number
18?
5. Or
Alright.
secondary party at this address.
Alright, well, you meet here in just a minute. What's your name? Yes. Timothy, is it T-E-A-L?
2200.
What's your date of birth? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Let's smell it. Can you start with me? What about you, sir? What's your name? You say, I'm sorry? Lorraine, spell it for me. L-Y-R-A-N? Okay. Can you say your last name again? Bowen? Okay. And your date of birth? Okay. Of what year? 91? Alright. Give me just a minute.
Go ahead. 2201.
22902.
229.
I have 3 to run by name and date of birth.
Go ahead, you first.
Pick one out in all the streets.
229, you have traffic. Check and see if there's any other units close to Holland Street that can assist me. 10-4. 2204.
Okay, you said your name's Timothy Teal, right? Do you have an ID or have you ever had an ID or a driver's license or anything? Okay. Well, why 7/19 of 93? Okay. You're out of Arkansas, right? I mean, That's where you got your ID from, right? Missouri, okay. What's your middle name? Andrew? Okay. Well, that makes a difference. Mr. Bowen, you say you have an ID, but you just have it on you? Do you have any type of form of ID at all? Because you're not. Have you ever had an ID or driver's license? Where was it out of? Tennessee. Okay, well that makes a difference too. What's your middle name? Okay. Now, whose cousin are y'all going to see? Oh, your cousin and his cousin. You're both your cousins picking y'all up. Oh, that's why I'm asking. You said your cousin. Alright. Alright. Let me just see. $229.02.
29.
They said they were down here waiting on the guy. There's a guy, there's three of them in the middle, or three of them, one guy in the middle said that his cousin was supposed to meet him down here somewhere. He lives on the street, but he didn't know where. He said he's supposed to be walking. Well, while I was sitting there talking, they was on the phone supposedly with him, so they were going to meet him at the bank. Well, when I ran him, the middle one said he's got a Paragould, but he didn't have he didn't have any ID or anything. And then, so now he's saying he's out of Missouri, and then the other guy on the passenger side on the right is saying he's out of Tennessee. But I don't know. I just want to just kind of maybe pulling them out, maybe check their car or something. Because I haven't got a return yet. I was just waiting to see. Maybe pull him out, pull the passenger out over here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want to. You got anything in here illegal? You got any drugs, alcohol, anything you know about? Okay.
Dispatch 229.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, dispatch. Where you living at in Paragould right now? Yeah, Mom. Okay. Okay. All right. We understand what's raising my suspicion. So y'all sitting out here on the street that you don't know who's. I mean, you're telling me a story about somebody walking to meet you, but now they're wanting to meet you there at the bank and just no ID, no nothing. So you have your ID. So and that's.
They told us to look for two cars in the yard, and we've looked 3 or 4 times. We just cannot find where they're at.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's understandable. I mean, if you're not from here and you're not sure, I mean, surely they would have told you at a street by street.
For about 5 minutes back in Route City.
Come down home.
81 and
I'll find you, or you'll see me.
22 on 9.
You know your license still on, your dash light still on, so make sure you don't.
27 is right.
Go ahead.
10-8-81,
Step out for me.
be en route to Cairo, 740, take that call.
So you don't have anything on you right now at all, nothing illegal? Okay. Give me a favor, put your hand on the thing for me, and I'll put your hand in my own.
You already do this thing? What? You're going to shut that tonight down?
Okay.
So what do you want real quick?
Just stand up there in front of my phone.
22 on 9.
Yeah, I'll need you to step out too.
Well, you shouldn't lie about who you were. That was your first mistake.
But this is just my own safety.
Excellent.
You you have any problem?
Leave that bag, leave the pump.
Get my car or something.
Okay. Okay, 130, okay.
Hey, Keith,
Side bandit, back.
you ever get a return on your passenger?
Yeah.
I still haven't got anything back from the kindergarten.
Okay, well, he gave me his real name.
Oh, well, I'll give his real name. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
He's got an ID out of Tennessee. On the line, Missouri. He's from Still, Missouri, but he's living with his mother up in Perryville. But I worked on him, and he had his ID with him. The other one I wasn't sure it was him. So, what did he give you his name is?
Where's the rest of the lead there, guys? Rest of the lead. Well, nothing about the lead. He's got a small bag in his pocket and a whole pocket full of baggies. Okay, here's the deal. If there's any of the truck you tell us where it's at in this small amount, it probably disappeared. We found it. No.
So I'm completely clean. My sister put me out. Not your forward. I'm just sure somebody arrived. Let's see. They drug test me.
Okay.
Hey, Ron.
224, 229, that is.
Yep. So I'm not sure it's not.
Yep.
Then start talking. Fix it. Y'all both put it on the door.
Start talking. Same with you. Who's dead, folks?
I don't know. I didn't see anything. Tell me the truth. Y'all down here, somebody yelled down here buying stuff.
Tell me the truth. Y'all down here seeing somebody or y'all down here buying stuff? You got a ride? Okay. So you don't know who this is, right?
Come back here and have a seat. Come back here.
So did it not come out?
42 dispatch, traffic
Shut
stop.
up, dude.
63 and 230, deal with Arkansas 772. Mary Roberts.
Okay, right at the moment, you're not in a lot of deep shit, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you want to be honest with us before you do? Tell us if there's anything else in that truck and what y'all really doing down here.
Like, what's anything illegal in that truck? I swear, I put that on God. Put that on my dad's grave. Maybe not. Maybe. That's too big.
No idea what this is.
Yeah. Come back here and have a seat.
Big to me. Oh.
Do that? No, I've already put them in the box. I got both of our boxes.
Okay.
You got an extra key to it?
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and wrap it. Two for please. Two for dispatch. Three. I switched over to one.
What was Bill's name? Okay. What did he tell you was?
What was
Last name Carter.
what did he tell you was?
First name Chance. We're gonna find out for sure.
Oh, I didn't know if you already anything, right?
you spell your first name? How you spell your first name?
Let me see.
Give me your phone. Give me your whole name.
Chad, she called the car.
How do you spell your first name? I mean, how do you pronounce the thing?
Chad.
Chaz's?
Chad.
Okay. This first name they're worth. Last name Carter, first name Chaz's, C-H-A-N-I-S, I believe. 2191 Blackburn.
Chad, there's a B, not an N, son.
It's kind of
I heard it in here, it's Chad this, with a B.
C-H-N-V-I-S?
C-H-A-B-I-S.
C-H-A-B-I-S. Have you ever had an Arkansas driver's license?
No, sir.
ID card?
No, sir.
Have you ever had an ID card out of anywhere?
I had an ID, yes, sir.
Where at?
Mississippi.
In Mississippi?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
take a while.
C-H-A-B-I-S, right?
Yes, sir.
It's 7 lane, South Fairway, 1520 South Fairway, shows zone 4
No,
class 3.
Mississippi. The spelling of the first name is C-H-A-B-I-S.
22
How do you spell your middle name?
Jacoby, C-H-A-C-O-B-I-E.
2217.
C-H-A-B-I-E.
C-O-B-I-E.
Just spell the middle name spelling C-H-O.
C-H-A.
C-H-A-B-O-I-E. C-H-A-B-O-I-E.
Dispatch 308, what's your area? 10-4. 320 dispatch. 320. 320.
You ready yet?
320.
You're trying to out of Mississippi now, don't it? He's never had in Arkansas.
Yeah, you're in there.
Alright, so what, tell me really what y'all were doing here besides waiting on somebody to come up. You were waiting on somebody, you know, how was y'all waiting? I was saying go to Paris.
Okay. What relation are you to him?
Well, I get one tea. I was trying to check on somebody and they had them pulled over.
Okay, whatever you may be in the car, I don't know. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, he may be in a little bit of trouble. Okay.
Bring up the warrant for Christopher Park.
We got a little bit of marijuana on him. He was kind of, in the truck we found some scales. We found a big bag of, it's probably sugar, but it's bagged up like a big bag of water cocaine. And he's got a whole pocket full of little baggies in his pocket. But he's going to bag up something. What's he doing up here?
I don't know what he was doing that way anyway. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. Just kind of sit tight a minute. Let's figure out what we're going to do.
Okay. couldn't.
Go ahead.
They know his name is ASAP or ASAP or something. They know his nickname. They said they
We got a return on that in Mississippi.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. They admitted that they picked him up and they were driving him to different locations around town, but didn't know what for, supposedly. They said they didn't know he had that on him and he wore the scales. They said that, and so, that's their story. So,
Well, his story was the driver told him a lie about who he was.
told him a lie? Okay. I don't know what that white stuff was. I guess it's sugar or something. There was some bread and everything. I don't want to taste it. I don't know.
I don't know what it is either.
I don't know what that is, but it's a stepmom's truck. That's what it is.
I don't know. The way it's wadded up like that, the scales, and he got a whole pocket full of
And
baggies.
it could be maybe trying to sell some fake,
Some counterfeit.
stuff. Because it was in the back behind where he was sitting at, right? I mean, kind of underneath, like there were all tools and stuff. I don't know. So I'm gonna ask him one more time if they know what's in that white bag, and then see. So
You have any test kits?
I don't have anything. So,
A great house.
I think PJ's out.
Address on Bell Street, Jonesboro, 1112.
307. I think what's his name? This is
Basically that, 307.
Just anyone's got some drug test kits.
around after we.
Basically that off the Williams.
Hey, can you come over that location? We're here at Hawthorne, that is north of Richmond.
Hey, can you come over to our location? We're here at Hawthorne, north of Richmond. Not even test yet.
What's that white bag we found behind you where you were sitting?
Dispatch 225 dash.
Behind where you're sitting, there's a white bag, it's a big wad of cocaine, about that big, round. And it says scales, and you got baggies in your pocket, so I'm not stupid.
Yes, sir. You know this weed that I have? Yeah, this is what I have to smoke.
Well,
They gave me a bag and I stuck it in my pocket.
What they give you the bag for?
They put them in his pocket. So you can leave my apple.
Hey,
Swear to God.
right at the moment, we're gonna get over here and test, make sure that what this bag is make sure it's not actually drugs, we think it's fake.
Like, can you like, check the fingerprints and like hands being on the bag?
No. If it turns out to be real dope, everybody's going to jail. How you know?
Because I have a girlfriend in Perry. I go down there and stay a couple of weeks.
How do you know these guys?
Because I have a girlfriend.
What's your girlfriend got to do with these guys?
She live in Perry. She's cool with Tim.
Yeah?
You know Tim. This is how me and her met.
To one of these guys?
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
That's fine. You probably
All right. Sit tight.
He said he didn't take me cocaine test kits, but he got a meth test kit. I said, I think this is going to be like powder sugar or something. Or payment. I said it's too fine to be crack or anything like that. So,
Crack or anything like that.
314.
so
314.
Yeah.
225 Danny Russell showing no locals.
No?
225 Danny Russell showing no locals.
Okay. All right. Okay. No carpet show, no tonight, huh? All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, all right. Well, when they do, we'll see. I'll give you a holler. All right, I'll go all that.
We have a couple subjects on bicycles here, all range main. We have a couple subjects on bicycles here, all range main.
What do you suggest?
2225.
No more than he's got on him. I mean, just,
2225.
What do you have? How much do you have? Small, all little small baggies.
little small baby,
Okay.
you know. If it wasn't for a whole wad of baggies in his, empty, brand new baggies in his pocket, he just has to give him a bag up some
Oh, yeah,
food.
that's right. But, you know, I looked all through that truck. I didn't find anything or see anything else. So, and then else, I'll get PJ to run the diagram once just to see if I've missed anything.
That's his auntie right there.
Is it?
Yeah.
So what, he's from Mississippi? What is it? Okay.
Yeah, now they sent off a hit. He's got something out of DHS for some kind of weird return. So.
You said I need to wait call the record or you want to wait?
Unless you just want.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. What do you, I mean, I know it's not up to you, but what do you think? Because just let them, just advise them and get them out of here, or
322.
Yeah, let's test out and make sure it's good. I was saying him away with his auntie.
send them on home and just rotate them down and keep the scales and
Yeah, keep scales and the powdered sugar or whatever. And we'll talk to him later.
yeah. So,
So we're some chill in this.
oh, that's what I was saying. They're cooler than I am. Probably. So, oh, that's what I was saying. They're cooler.
Letter back Henderson, walk down to 01. Presented actually 60, 9 here, right to traffic, 64, probationer.
She sometimes makes her meals for the truck. That's why she does a loaf of bread in the floorboard up there. And
Yeah, well, that's true. I guess as they get.
that's what I'm thinking. Because he wouldn't be going all the way around.
That's what I'm thinking. Because going all the way around. I know this is what it is, but I want to make sure before too much of these and things like primer and like that. No. That's the thing. I was too dry, too grainy. And he will drive the car. There's a local bread up there. I'm not getting it. I'm going back to the back all the way. Guys,
dispatch 314 PO 5 static.
10-4. Have them fax a copy out to the jail.
Before I'm still calling, getting into the middle.
10-4. Have them fax a copy out to the jail. Well, he's a keeper. Do what?
I said, you find anything else?
Yeah. That's the simply Watson.
No.
Something out of DHS.
What? Well, I appreciate it. We just wanted to.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Let's go ahead and give him a handcuff real quick. He's just sitting in my car at the moment.
Oh, you just sitting there?
Sorry, that bag you had is what...
Go ahead and step out just a minute.
It's that bag you had what was just in it. What was under the seat?
What about it?
Was that what was under the seat?
What, that bag of white stuff? That was back there right where back where the customer was sitting. I'm just trying to see what it was.
Back there, back there.
The deal at the moment is Mississippi, man, Chief.
Just take it. We'll tell you in a minute, ma'am.
Just a second, we'll tell you in a minute, man.
Well, that's not what you're under arrest for.
Apparently he's got something
One Mississippi, man, Chief. I'm not sure exactly what it is. You can fax a copy out to the jail.
We didn't know.
That woman up there, is that your auntie or whatever? Do you want her to have your money or anything?
Where I need it on my boots and stuff.
You might want to take it to get on your books.
Yeah, 10-4, right?
Okay.
232 dispatch. 232. 22.
Take that to pay? No, probably child support. Okay. 10-4, is it a child support situation? No, this is Mississippi, state of Mississippi. Yeah, not Mississippi County. Okay, that's what it is. It's probably a child support thing. Let me go find out what he wants to do with his phone. Hey, ask him what he wants to do with his phone. What do you do with your phone, man? Whose phone is this?
322.
Is that your phone?
Won't be out. No, it's on Gardner and Caroline.
phone is it?
Parking lot.
What do you want? Do you want your aunt to have it?
2234.
Well, I mean, your aunt's here. I mean, it either goes with you or goes with her.
314.
15 with Townsville now.
Okay. We'll just
2235.
leave it with you then. So, I'll just tell him. He said it's got some numbers in there that he doesn't know by heart, so he just wants to go ahead and keep it, I guess. He's going to be out to Craighead County Jail until... No. It's as Mississippi says, we're going to come get him, and you know they're going to come get him, and I mean it must be a pretty good size. Is it a child support? To pay child support? Well, she said it said obstruction, court order obstruction, something or other, and then failure to pay something. So I don't. But she said it's a child support issue. So all right. Well,
She's pretty serious. We can drive all the way from Mississippi.
that's what I told her. I was like, that's kind of unusual, but he's gonna be at Craighead County Jail until they come get him. So we don't know. Probably if they come tomorrow or maybe Monday. So it just depends. So
314
anyway.
dispatch.
Do you have any other questions?
314.
Sorry I couldn't help you anymore, but...
15 was down there.
Oh, I understand. Well, I'll let you get out of here then. So, all right, thank you, ma'am. All right, I'm going to go ahead and off the beat. Yeah. All right, step out.
Dispatch 321. Go ahead. Five 42 dispatch, traffic stop.
Go for
Good.
You're lucky. Y'all both guys, you're both lucky, okay? You're this close going to jail for possession.
Negative 2237.
Because, you know, just because it was over under him, it's in your truck. So, and... Yeah. We don't know what it is, and y'all not getting it back, but it's going to be disposed of. But I'm guessing, well, if it, yeah, but that right there, I mean, just because, I mean, that right there just happened to be in the same truck as him with the weed in the center. So what do you think? And he's got some new baggies in. He's got a whole pocket full of new baggies ready to be distributed. Okay, so. So he said that you told him to ride that
across the road.
Okay, well, I mean, that's what he told this officer here. Okay, so on top of possession, you can still be a charge of obstruction. Also, use your truck, and your mom or stepmom won't get your truck or your truck back. So that's the severity of what is going on up here. Okay, you know, you want to do that in Cardwell, do it in Cardwell. I mean, they'll take care of it up there, but don't come down here and get with somebody you don't know.
Check on a party at 531 East Oak, number 5, 531 East Oak, number 5. Force if there's a loud party at this address.
So
2238.
That's the same thing. If that's bagged up and in the same situation with bags and stuff, if it's something like that, it doesn't matter if it's sugar, soap, or what. It can still be classified as a felony. Okay, but what we're saying is, go back home where you're going. Don't be coming back down here. If you come back down here, don't be doing it at night at 10 o'clock. Go. I mean, if you're legitimately down here for a reason, that's fine. But sitting on the side street like this, no, that ain't gonna happen. There's too many people that'll watch it, believe me. So, all right. I'm going to keep your names on file, so if we ever run across you again, and you get another scrape like this, I'm not going to bail you out this time. You're getting a free pass. He's going to jail because he's got something out of Mississippi that had nothing to do with y'all. So, all right, go ahead and get your truck and head back home. All right. You need a set of scales? I got a set.
Number's going to be 929.
I was going to say,
569, or 939, 948, 569. Dispatch 320.
I'll throw this away somewhere. I'll toss it.
Go ahead. You assist 308 at 531 East Oak, number 5, 531 East Oak, number 5, 232 advised possibly underage drinking.
All right, Ron, you need anything else? I appreciate the help. I just, the more I asked them, the more the story started kind of getting weirder and weirder, and I thought, because he said he was going to meet his cousin, the one in the middle is meeting his cousin in here, and I said, well, where's your cousin live? He said, well, I don't know what house it is, you know. I said, how does your cousin live on a street? He tells you come over here, but he can't tell you the address of the house. You know, how does that work? So, anyway. All right, well, I'm going to go to the house, so I'll see you later. I'll be in the team. See you later.
So I ain't never seen them in this area.
Okay. Well, can you just tell me what you saw out there on the street?
Yeah, I can tell you. Okay, my friend had called me and told me there was a white truck down there on Richmond and Awesome Park with no lights on. It's parked there with 3 dudes in it.
Right.
And she said when she got ready to come to my house, she seen the truck, but she didn't think that nobody was in it, really. And she said, but it was 3 dudes in the truck, and when she came out, shut her door, they crunked the truck up. So she ran back in the house because she didn't know what they were trying to do or whatever. So they kept running, going up and down the street with their park lights on. I said, what they doing? So I go outside, and I get on the side of my house, and I'm just watching them because it's real dark on the side of my house. And as I was watching, they kept on slowing down at every other house, just looking.
Mm-hmm.
So they went down to the other complex down by Oak Street,
mm-hmm.
and they sat down there for a minute.
Yeah.
So they come out again, and they go down there to Richmond and the Haltom again, and makes a U-turn and come set 2 houses down from my house with their park lights on. So that's when I said, well, I'm not going to go down there and question them because they might have something on their mind or might have a weapon or anything. So I said, what I'm going to call the police because people don't ride down the street. The neighborhood up there, they don't ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I called and made a statement.
You called 911?
Right. And I called dispatch and they said they were going to send somebody out. So when the officer came, he came from Richmond Way.
Mm-hmm.
And the truck was also facing like you're going towards Oak Street.
Right.
Matthew. So he didn't stop. Then he just kept going. Then he turned around and came back. When he came back, he stopped and got in his car and put the flashlight in his face, see who was all in the truck or whatever. And then at that time, he got back in his car and got behind him. Turned his car around and got behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So then he called for backup. When he called for backup, they came. And he got them all out the vehicle, pat them down.
Patted all of them down?
Right, and put them in handcuffs.
Do you remember if he handcuffed them in front or behind?
All behind.
They were all handcuffed behind their back?
All handcuffed behind.
Okay.
And he placed them in the car. And once he placed them in the car and everything, they searched the truck. And
how many officers were there?
It was 2 at the time.
Okay.
Then after they got put in the patrol car, another car came, and there was another officer. So it was 3 altogether. But the guys was already in the patrol car when the third one got there.
Okay.
So after they searched the truck and everything, and they let 2 of the guys go.
You say they let 2 of the guys go?
Let 2 of the guys go and kept one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they kept that one, they took them back outside of the car and searched them again.
Okay.
Okay, and then they put them back in the car. Then both of the officers was talking, doing a little report.
Was he still handcuffed when they put him back in the car?
Right, he was still handcuffed. And when they put him back in the car, they was talking, trying to, get the report together or whatever because they had found some weed on him or whatever. But then
how do you know they found some weed on him?
I was looking.
Okay, you could tell?
Yeah, I was looking. I was looking real hard.
Okay.
And when I seen that, my sister-in-law them came and everything, and then when he went back to the car, he hollered at the officer because he was getting ready to pull off, and he called for backup. But other than that, we didn't hear no gunshot or nothing like that.
When he hollered at the other officer, do you know what he said to him or what was going on at that point?
I think he said, "Hey, Mike," or something like that.
Okay.
He just hollered. That's the only part I heard him say.
What did he do after he hollered at the officer?
The other officer jumped out the car and they ran to the car and opened both back doors of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the ambulance pulled up. But other than that, I didn't hear no gunshot or nothing like that.
Okay, but you You were watching the officers the whole time until they opened up the back doors and called for an ambulance?
The whole time. And
okay.
But other than that, the officer couldn't do nothing. You know, if people trying to say that the officer had killed him, the officer didn't do nothing. You know,
you never heard a gunshot or a pop or anything.
I never. You know, it was a pop, but we didn't know it was a gunshot. You know, because the windows and stuff.
You broke up just a little bit. What'd you say?
I said I heard a gunshot. But, I mean, I don't know if it was a gunshot, but I did hear a little pop, but we didn't know it was a gunshot or something. Cause,
was that before the officer opened the doors?
Right. That was before.
Okay.
He opened the door,
like just before, or?
It was like, it was like within 2 minutes.
Okay.
But we didn't know it was a gunshot.
What?
So we really thought somebody had ran over something because the car had passed.
When the officers opened the two back doors, did you know what was going on, or what?
I didn't know what was going on or nothing.
Okay. You just know that they opened the back doors and then an ambulance showed up?
Right. That's the only thing I know. Then turn around, one of the officers was talking, and we talked to him, and he said he shot himself.
You heard one of the officers say he shot himself?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this question, Casper. I know you're over there with your relatives and everything, and I want you to take care of them, but you know when you might be able to get back over here to give me a statement in person? Okay.
I should be able to get we might leave today because she's doing fine.
Well, hey, if you don't care, just let me know when you might could come over.
Okay.
And what I did today, I went ahead and just got a recorded statement from you so I could remember everything.
Okay.
Our phone system will let us record a statement like over the phone.
Okay.
And the time right now is 8:45 a.m. It's Wednesday, August the 1st, 2012. Hey, I appreciate you talking to me, and just, if you don't care, yell at me when you get back in town.
I would do that.
Let me ask you this: Do you know if any of your sisters saw this, or was it just you, or who?
It was me and this girl named Jamie Anderson. She's the one that lived down there on Richmond and Haltom on the corner.
Her name?
She's the one.
Does her house face Haltom or Richmond?
It's on Haltom, but when you come around that little curve on Richmond, you'll run right in her driveway.
Jamie Anderson?
Correct.
And she saw what you saw?
She was there the whole time as well.
Okay, I may try to get a hold of her too. You don't know her phone number, do you?
Hold up, I got it in my phone. Let me get her number real quick. Her number is 253 6234.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Casper, I appreciate it. Just holler at me when you get back to town if you don't care.
I will.
All right.
I will do that. All right.
Did you hear me? Did you hear me? I was saying down here, they got me a police station girl doing an interview for this man that killed himself. The man had killed himself in front of my house. No, I'm gonna call you back. All right.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up here on short notice and talking to me.
Sir.
Let's see. It's August the 1st, Wednesday. It's 9:30 a.m. and we're at the Justice Complex. Let's see. If you don't care, give me your full name.
Jamie Anderson.
Jamie Anderson. What's your date of birth, Jamie? And your social? Okay, you live at
1216 Haltom.
Do you work anywhere?
No, I'm at home, Mom.
Okay.
That's a big job.
Sure is. How long you live there?
It's been almost a year.
Okay. So you were at home on Saturday night, July the 28th, whenever police stopped a white pickup truck over near your house.
Yes, sir.
Can you just tell me what you saw?
Okay, the first time when that truck came, I was sending a girl to go down to Casper's house, so he had called me to come down there for a minute. And I was like, cause when I seen the truck, I was like, oh, they probably just passing through. But then when I seen the truck pass through, he kind of stopped and looked back, and then he turned, he went down the little end right there on the side of my house, and he parked right there for a minute, then he backed up and went back.
Do you have his lights on or off?
He had them off.
Okay, they were off.
And he went back all the way down into them apartments down there and turned around and came back and passed through there again and stopped with the lights off looking. I'm like, what's going on? I called Cassie back. I was like, no, I ain't finna come out yet because I don't know what this truck finna do. Like that. Then he was like, what truck? And I was like, that white truck that's sitting out there. Then he was like, oh, okay. So he looked, he was like, no, they look suspicious to me. So I'm finna call the police. And he called the police and we were standing in front of his house.
So you were down in front of Casper's house?
When he kept, that third time when he passed through there.
You walked down there?
Yeah, I had went down there. Because they met me. Him and Jay, his friend, met me. And my girls. And we stood down there because at then, wasn't nobody at the house, at my house but me and my girl.
Okay.
And so.
So he called 911
Yes,
or
sir.
called the police, and then what happened?
When he called them, we was waiting for them. And then when they did show up, they parked, the truck was sitting, like where them orange little mobs at, they was sitting, the truck was sitting there.
Was it facing Richmond or facing Oak Street?
It was facing, like towards that bank up there.
Toward Oak Street?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
And so he, the police parked behind him. And I guess he was calling his tag number in or whatever.
There was just one police officer at that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then, when we went in, we walked in Castle House and we came back out and we were standing in the road. And all of it, when that another police officer pulled up, we was like, something wrong. What's wrong with him like that? Then they had let two other guys go.
Well, before they let those two guys go, did they have anybody handcuffed?
I really couldn't see that.
Wasn't sure?
I wasn't sure.
Okay, so they let two of the guys go.
And they kept one.
What did they do with him?
I think they put him in the back seat of the police car.
Okay.
And then, about 10 or 15 minutes after that, we hear a loud pop. I'm like, what is going on?
You heard a pop.
It sounded like a gun going off.
So where were the police officers when you heard this?
They were standing on the outside of the car.
How far away from the car were they when you heard it?
They was 1-2 from the car.
Was the car where the guy in the car that they had detained, were the doors open or closed?
They was open.
When you heard the pop, the doors were open on the police car?
No, that police car wasn't door one open. The other one had
Okay,
his door open.
the one that
The
the
one
guy
that
was
had-
in the back seat,
The one he had in the back seat wasn't open.
they were closed?
Yes, sir.
And you heard a pop?
We heard a loud pop
And the officers were not in their cars at that time, they were standing outside talking to each other?
Yes, sir. They were. I guess they were yelling at each other. And so Jay and Casper was like, "What the world is going on?" What like that? And I was like, "I don't know." Then that's when my 10-year-old was like, "Mama, it sounded like a gun. He sounded like he shot himself." Cause we was finna go home. And I was like, "No." Then they was like, "No." They asked him could he walk us to the house. He was like, "No." He told him to get in his car and drive around to let us go home.
So after you heard the pop, then what happened? What did you see happen?
I heard, it was like 2 ambulances I heard coming, and then I seen 2 police at the back seat of the car like they was trying to revive somebody or something. Like they was trying to make sure everything was okay or whatever. over.
So what I'm asking is, right after you heard the pop, the police officers were standing outside in the street talking to each other. Once you heard that pop, what did the police officers do?
They went towards the car.
Okay, so they walked toward the car, and then what happened?
And then that's when we heard them yelling out loud.
What'd you hear them yelling?
I really couldn't understand what they were saying.
Okay. How far would you say you were from the police officers when you heard this? And
Right in front at 1202 on Halton.
okay. How far away was the car that the guy was in the back seat from you? Was he like how many houses away from you were they? You were standing right in front of 1202 Halton?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you were on the same side of the road as you live on?
Yes, sir.
Just up the street at 1202. You live at 1216?
Yes, sir.
And this car was parked and the officer's car was parked in like in front of 1210 or 1212?
Yeah.
Right next to your house? Okay. So y'all heard a pop? What, it just sound like a pop or?
Yeah, it was like a gunshot.
Sound like a gun? Okay. And when you heard that pop, both officers were standing away from the vehicle talking to each other, is that right?
Yes, sir. And then we seen them rush to the police car.
Mm-hmm.
And then we looked down and we seen one police officer. It was like he was at the legs and one was up at front.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was like, Casper, something happened. Somebody done shot themselves or something like that. Then he was like, yeah, somebody have shot themselves because his friend Jay works with Jonesboro Sun. And he seen, I guess.
What does he do for Jonesboro Sun?
I think he sits in the office.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, did Jay see all this too?
Mm-hmm.
You know what Jay's last name is?
No, sir.
You know how I could get a hold of him?
Well, I think he's at work now.
Okay. His name's Jay. Is he a black guy? Does he live over? Or is he white or black?
He's white.
He's a white male?
Yes, sir.
And he works at the Sun?
He at Jonesboro Sun.
Okay. Does he live on Halton?
He said 1202.
He stays at 1202 with Casper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He works during the daytime?
Yes, sir.
All right.
He got 2 jobs.
Okay. Is there anything else you could think of that you might tell me that would help us that we didn't talk about?
I don't know. I know after that, I was just sitting on the porch and that's when I seen y'all out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you know, some of the news articles are, you know, the mom is claiming that we shot her son. And you could definitely say that there were no officers anywhere close to the car when you heard something. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I don't think he. No.
Everything you told me today, the complete truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Well, I appreciate you coming up and talking to me.
Yes, sir, but I don't think your officer shot. I don't think he shot.
Okay. The time right now is 9:40 a.m. That'll conclude this interview. Hey, I really appreciate you coming up. I'm going to get you back over to your house, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm sorry you had to wait.
That's okay.
You still at work?
No, I got off about
Took off?
10 minutes ago, yep.
Okay. Well, my name's Detective Mike Branscombe. I'm with the Jonesboro Police Department. This is a recorded interview.
Okay.
It's 12:57 p.m. and it's Wednesday, August the 1st. We're at the Justice Complex. Now, your name, give me your full name.
Jason Parmento,
How do you spell your last name?
Parmento. Menter.
Okay, and your address?
I live in Joyner.
Okay.
It's 407 A Eastman.
And do you have a social security number?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you work at the Jonesboro Sun?
Yes.
What do you do there?
I'm a district manager.
Okay, Saturday night, when this incident occurred involving the officers and this guy being shot, I understand you were on Haltom
Yes.
that night?
Yes.
Can you recount to me what you experienced and what you saw?
Okay. I came over to Casper's house on Haltom Street.
Mm-hmm.
And we played some cards.
Right.
Then one of Casper's neighbors, I don't know her last name, was on, was Jamie. That's her first name. She called Casper and told Casper that there was a white pickup truck driving up and down the road, and it would come back down to the end of the road and stopped at her house and was sitting there watching her house, or looking at her house with their lights off. So me and Casper stepped outside, and we didn't see anybody at first, so we walked to the road. And while we were standing in the road, I'm not sure what the apartments are called, but they're on Haltom. I don't know what they're called, but a white pickup truck pulled out of there and come back down the road. And they had their lights off, just their parking lights on. And they went all the way down to the end of the road where Richmond and Haltom meets, turned around and come back up the road, got maybe, I'd say, probably about 50 yards, well not at 50 yards, probably about 20 yards from our house and parked in the road.
Do you remember what address you were at?
I was at Casper's house at 1202.
1202 Haltom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where we was at, they were maybe 20 yards down, and they just parked right there on in the road with their lights off. So Casper said, "Well, I want to call the police and report them." So the officer got out there, and we were watching, and the officer, I guess, had some C identification or whatever. And then after he went to the back of the truck, was looking at the identification, and then after maybe 10 minutes, another patrol car pulled up. And then the two officers were conversating back and forth. Then both the officers walked back up to the truck, asked the individuals inside the truck to get out. And I guess that's when they did get out, they placed them in handcuffs. And I mean, you couldn't exactly, I mean, you could see about what was going on. You just couldn't, figure out just details because, it was dark and we was a ways down. But
right.
They put the individuals in the cars, and then time went on by. They let the other two individuals go, and somebody came down the street, was sitting there in a car, was talking to the officers, and then they left.
Another police officer, or?
I don't know. No, it was a plain car.
Okay.
It wasn't no
That must
patrol
have been.
car.
That might have been at the time. There was supposed to have been an aunt or somebody who stopped by.
Okay.
The officers told them what was going on.
Yeah. Okay.
So when that vehicle drove away, what were the officers doing?
They were standing by the officer's car at that time.
Okay, they're standing outside the cars.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the guy they've got under arrest?
In the back seat of the car.
Okay. In which car?
In the furthest car. I don't know. I mean, there was a car here.
Was that furthest car facing you or facing?
It was facing
Richmond?
towards us. It was facing towards us. I believe. But like I said, it's further.
So they're out there talking, and then what happens?
They're standing. The two officers are standing in between the cars, the two patrol cars, and they're conversating. And then they separate, and the other officer goes to his car up here, and the other officer goes to get in his car. And
each one of them got to get into their driver's seat?
Yes. And when I saw the front officer that had the guy in the back seat of the car go to his car, I saw him open the driver's side door, and that's when he yelled at the other officer. And
the driver's side rear door?
No, the front door.
Okay, he opened the front door to get in.
Like he was going to get in. And then he yelled to the other officer, and they met back behind his car, in between the two cars, and they conversated for a minute, and then they were going back and forth from the driver's side rear door to the passenger side rear door of his car. And I could tell, there was a lot of, they were shining flashlights